not going to go into detail. I'm just going to tell you that for the first half of the decade, I tried everything to prove my love and my worthiness to that person. And for the other half of the decade, I did everything I could to get away from the same person who wouldn't let me go. And every time I left, I would go back to the same life with the promise of everything is going to be okay. We're going to make it. And every time I went back, I would tell myself, if you buy this, we will be happy. If we have $1 million house, we will be happy. If we build our own company, we will be happy. If I have a collection of designer shoes, we will be happy. If I have a custom-made interior luxury car, we would be happy. Till nothing would make me happy. And every time that I went back, I hated myself more. And I hated that person more. And I hated everything about that life more and more. But I couldn't, I just wouldn't actually see any other possibilities. Nothing. It was just like, I gave up. I gave up on leaving. And the only way out for me was in a body bag. And believe me, there were times that I thought about it. Till I found bodybuilding. And I remembered my childhood dream, and I remembered who I was and what I wanted. And it was just like, this is it. I'm gonna dedicate my life to this. And I'm gonna do everything in my power to get away from this life. I found bodybuilding. How stupid I was. Till then, I always thought, in order to be a bodybuilder, I have to become big and bulky. And this was something that I didn't want for myself. I admired those men, those giants. They were always my fascination with them. But I didn't want to be big and bulky. I wanted to be a woman. And then I found out about bikini bodybuilding. And I remembered when I was a kid, I used to sneak into this boys' room. My grandmother had a best friend. Her son was a bodybuilder. And I used to sneak into his room, and I used to sit and look at these black and white posters of these giants. And I used to think, what do they do? Where do they work out? How do they work out? How do they become this big? It was my fascination. And I remember telling my brother, if I was a boy, I wish I was a boy. If I were you, I would be a bodybuilder. And he, only a couple years older than me, he would tell me, you can be whatever you want to be. Yeah, he listened to the same parents that I did. But I forgot. I grew up as a fighter, and I forgot till I found bodybuilding again. And everything changed. From that moment, everything just changed in my life. For the first time, I could see another life. I could imagine something else. And I was so committed to do that I was even willing to prep for 2. And all my bodybuilders friends, they all know, even prepping for a competition for 1 is hard. But I wanted it so bad that I was willing to prep for 2, because once again, my partner wouldn't let me do it by myself, because if we love each other, we have to do everything together. On December 10th, 2016, 8.5 years after we met, I got off stage for the first time. My first bodybuilding stage for the first time. And that day, while I was sitting in the backstage in Culver City, muscle contest backstage in Culver City, I told myself, I'm willing to do anything to get out of this life. And I think for the first time, after a while, I wasn't saying, why is this happening to me? And I was asking, what can I do to get out of this life? Without even knowing. These are the things that I know now.